Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We're going to take our first look at Final Fantasy Collector Box sales data off of TCG Player at the R-14 date. This goes through yesterday, Friday, May 30th. So in the whole pre-release period up to that point, 14 days prior to full release, it has sold 4,222 boxes on the platform at a total of $2,852,000 for an average price per box of $676. Very, very lucrative for any card store that could get any reasonable amount of these. And probably no card store really got as much as they wanted of it. Of course, the only possible thing to compare this to is the original Lord of the Rings collector's box from 2023. And remember, by this time in the release cycle, 2 weeks prior to release of that Lord of the Rings collector box, there was already a $2 million bounty for the one-of-one ring card for whoever would pull that. Post Malone was ready to fork over $2 million to purchase it from them. And when we put this up here, what you're going to see is the sad red line of Lord of the Rings collectors, previously the best-selling collector box ever, getting far outpaced by these Final Fantasy collector boxes. And on a dollar spend rate at the R-14 date, Lord of the Rings had sold right about $1.5 million worth of collector boxes. And so Final Fantasy is ahead by 84%, guys. This is crazy, and it will only get crazier from here. Whatever price it's at today, $720 or whatever it is too cheap. It is too cheap today at $700. If tomorrow it is $800, it is too cheap at $800. Do not underestimate how much crazier this is going to get when already it is leaving in the dust the previous best-selling collector box ever, and by a margin of 1.8 to 1, and we are still 2 weeks prior to release. So to slightly change the subject, if you were one of my patrons, you of course got this information 6 weeks ago. That's when I first took a look at this privately and published it on Patreon for my paying patrons to see. Yes, a little over 6 weeks ago. That would be at the, minus 56, 58 kind of date. Way back here, I was able to report to them that it was outselling Lord of the Rings, and on that day that I reported it, what was the price? $605. So congratulations to my patrons who came along with me and got it for $605 6 weeks ago. You know, that's just another one of the benefits of joining the Final Trade Patreon. So everyone else, yes, this is your first look at R-14. You didn't get to know this information 6 weeks ago. Here we are, and like I said, $700 is too cheap. $800 will be too cheap. $900 will be too cheap. I've already got it in at 605, so very happy about that. It's going to be nuts. I went ahead and collected some of the playbox data, and it is similarly crazy to this. This is easily the biggest and most anticipated Magic release in the entire history of the game, and WotC continues to show that it absolutely knows what it is doing, and it is raking money in hand over fist on Magic. Let me know what you think, guys. I'm going to have another look at this 1 week from today at the R-7 point for collector boxes, and then right after release day. And the play boxes, we'll take a first look at that right after release day also. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.